Okay. Okay on period. Periana to the period. It's the official King Pain. Wow, what's good, everybody? What's poppin', y'all? Okay, I'm never gonna get used to this Instagram shit. And that's just on period. Okay. Okay on period. Periana to the period. It's the official King Pain. This is the home of the lituation where it is always lit. And today is like every other day lit. Okay. Today we have a very special guest in the house tonight. Okay. We got a very special guest in the house tonight. I want you guys to show a lot of love in the comments for Jeremy Copeland. And that's just on period. But before I bring him up, okay, I have to go over a couple ground rules. And that's just on period. Yes, because this is the dust-free zone. The one and only dust-free zone. Okay, on period. Where there is no rusty, dusty, musty, crusty, raggedy, crispy, sissy, or pussy holes allowed. Okay? If you come over here being dusty, okay, my moderators will get you together. Off with your head. That way. Okay? And that's just on period. That's just on Periana. Periana to the period. It's the official King Pain. This is the home of the lituation where we keep it lit. Make sure that you guys are subscribed. Okay? Make sure you guys are subscribed. Okay? Hit that like button, okay, and share this live because it is the best way to support your favorite content creators, okay? Period. Are you guys ready to get into some things? Drop some crowns in the comments if you guys are ready to get into some things. We have Jeremy Copeland in the building, and today we're going to be reviewing episode 6 of Chasing LA. You've been crossed the line. Okay, you done crossed the line, girl. Okay. Yeah. Drop some crowns in the comments. We'll wait. Okay. Where was I at? Girl? What's tea? Okay. Where was I at? Okay, so we was going over the ground rules. Okay, was getting ready to bring Jeremy up, and then what was I at, girl? I was talking about girl. Oh, that's what's going on. Y'all give me just one moment. Y'all keep on dropping some crowns in the comments. I know it's off. Ooh, I know it's off. My vibe. Okay, is y'all dropping them crowns? Okay, that's where I was at. Make sure that you guys are subscribed, like this video. Okay, and if anybody would like to support the official King Pain in a monetary way, okay, we accept all forms of payments here where the money resides. Okay, Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, Super Chat, and that's just on period. Okay, shout out to the replay gang, and shout out to everybody who pours into the official King Pain. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring up Jeremy Copeland. Okay, y'all drop some crowns. And that's just up here. Make sure you guys are sharing this live. Share this live. Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
What's popping? Can you hear me? Everything sounds good?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm good.
Okay, that's what's up. You know, I was talking to my mom about episode 6 yesterday, and she was like, I just love Jeremy. She's like, Jeremy and Hershey would be my faves on the show if you wasn't on it. Okay, shout out to my
Okay.
mama, and that's just on period. Um, so let's talk about it. I got you here because this is my new segment on YouTube called The Breakdown, where we basically talk about chasing LA, things that happen on camera, off camera, because a lot of people were searching for understanding.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm using my platform to give the audience some clarity as to what happened. Okay, here is
Right.
your chance to tell your side of the story, because a lot of people feel like you was making it out. We're gonna talk
Mm-hmm.
about it. Where's my questions? Okay. But I always say any good story worth being told is worth telling from the beginning. Okay,
Exactly.
so
Right.
we're gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna start from the dinner, and we're gonna make it fast because we're trying to get to episode 6.
Right. Right.
Okay, so let's talk about the dinner. What are your initial thoughts of the dinner at Hamburger Mary's?
Hamburger Mary's was very interesting because again, that was the first time we all had met. I thought Andre had did a lot at the dinner. I thought you was doing a lot at the dinner. I thought I didn't think Alicia was doing a lot. I just think that at first she was quiet, and then out the blue she started like shooting bullets, so that caught me off guard. I don't know where that head came from. Um, I thought the dinner was hilarious. I thought it was funny. I didn't know if you and Andre was serious until we had talked about it afterwards. Because I was like, I think they're secretly friends, but they not. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like they just carrying on. Um, but yeah. So from that night, I mean, I thought everybody was hilarious, but I didn't know anyone, so everyone had a fair verdict, and I was still trying to figure out what was what. So
Okay, and that's just on period. They said there's no trade on the show, so I'm giving trade tonight.
that's fine.
Did you? So this is the first night we met Hamburger Mary's, and that dinner was crazy. So
Hmm.
after the dinner, you left with the Hawkins.
I did.
So is that when you guys kindled your relationship? Was it love at first sight?
Well, there was no love on my end at all. It never gave love. There was attraction at first sight, because the D Hawkins that we had met initially was a different D Hawkins that is presented to us now. I was like, oh, he's handsome. He's from my favorite city, Dallas. The ass is fat. Cool. He has a nice car. I mean, not that that mean anything to me, but he appeared to be very put together, very attractive, very cool. And so I found that attractive. Yeah, at the moment.
A- Absolutely. So you felt the way after D Hawkins posted he was single, and after you gave him the D. Why is that?
Well, just to clarify, I did not feel any time. So he didn't post he was single. He posted an ass picture. Let me go into more detail. We were on the phone and we got off the phone and he was like, "Oh, can't wait to see you this weekend. Can't wait to hang out. Yada yada yada." So then, right after we got off the phone, he posted a photo of his ass on Instagram and was like jumping my DMs or something to the fact of that. I was just like, but I didn't say anything. I didn't comment. I didn't do nothing. So when I saw him at Hershey's event, we got in the car. Y'all saw him at Hershey's event. Remember, you was like, this is why people think y'all together because I left for him. I came with you, but I left for him because we were going to have a conversation in the car. And so I brought it up. I was like, hey, so that post, like, do you see how someone that likes you or someone that you're talking to can have an issue with that, especially since you just got off the phone with them and no less than 5 minutes later, you got your ass up on Instagram? And he was like, oh, well, it was a brand endorsement. I'm endorsing a brand. It was the you trying to insult my intelligence that had pissed me off. Because I was like, if you go to my page, I endorse brands. If Old Bobby Behave, Tasty Treasures, Adonis, if somebody was tagged, that's a whole different thing. But that was not the case. I said, well, why would you invite guys in your DMs? And he said, oh, well, for me, if I post my ass, that's going to attract people to my page and that's going to draw them to my business. And at this point, this is when he was saying he was interior designer. So I didn't understand what posting your ass cheeks on Instagram had anything to do with a couch, a pillow, a lamp, a bar stool. I didn't know what correlation that had with what. And so that's why we had got into it. It wasn't because he was talking about doing the OnlyFans. The conversation we had about that was I told him just make sure whatever you do it aligns with your brand. Like I don't have an issue with nobody doing OnlyFans, but if you're trying to be an interior designer, a celebrity stylist, someone in the industry, I don't think that that's a smart move to make when you want to deal with high-end clientele. So that was my conversation with him.
Hershey's event, Dragging Apart, took place about 3 or 4 weeks after we met. So
Mm-hmm.
again, how close did you guys become in the short amount of time that you guys knew each other?
Not that close. We only had hung out once or twice because after Hamburger Mary's, I had went out of town. I went to Dallas for like 2 weeks. So I was out there filming. I was out there working, and so when I got back maybe a week or so before Hershey's event. So I wasn't even in town. Me and D Hawkins only hung out once or twice,
Wait, so
but
y'all
we were
hung out
texting all the
once?
time.
So y'all only hung out once or twice. So
Mm-hmm.
how long did it take you to get the lion's draws, to get the Catwoman's panties? How long did it take?
The night of Hamburger Mary's.
So you smashed the first night y'all met.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, okay, okay, she giving it up like that. Yes, she did. Now, American wants to know: did she have on the cat suit?
There was no catsuit involved.
Yes, I did. Oh,
There was no
oh.
catsuit involved at all with that. And again, I'm not gonna take away from that moment. We had a good time. I thought he was cool. I just didn't like, the stuff that happened afterwards, which I'm sure you have questions about, and people will get a further understanding.
Absolutely. So, D. Hawkins feels as though Quan is the reason that you guys fell out. Can you elaborate on how you guys fell out officially, unofficially? How'd you guys stop talking?
So going back to that night after Hershey's event, we had got into it in the car, right? So when you're trying to play with my intelligence and do all this yada yada yada, and remember, this is now after, I think we had me, you, and Jayla had a conversation where people would ask him about me and him, and he'll be like, "Oh, ask Jeremy," but then he'll call my phone and be like, "Oh, I don't know why people." So it was just a lot of stuff going on. I would always call him like, "Are you discussing us? Because people keep saying this, but you're telling me this is not making sense." So I brought all that up in the conversation in the car, and he was just acting like he didn't know what I was talking about. So we got into it. We was arguing back and forth. I called him every name under the book. I don't take it back. So that was that. So then the next day, that next following week or whatever, we had communicated. Everything was fine. We both had took ownership of the conversation and where things went, and we agreed that we were cool. He unblocked me. I unblocked him. We were fine. So I'm on my Beagle Live 2 weeks later or something around that time. I'm talking to Quan, and Quan was like, "Oh, how come I didn't see you?" He was like, "Oh, I was looking for you at the Hawkins studio scene because we shot at the studio with the Hawkins. It was me and like King Payne and Jayla and Fran. We was all there. I thought I was going to see you." He said, "I asked the Hawkins why you wasn't there, and the Hawkins said, 'Oh, Jeremy Copeland will never be at any scene I shoot at.'" And I was like, "Oh well." From what I thought, we were cool, so that had caught me off guard. And he was like, "Well, I want to talk to you when you get off Beagle. I don't want to say this on Beagle." So I got off my Beagle Live. He called my phone and he was like, "I just want to let you know, I kind of feel bad. I shouldn't say anything, but, he told me about the argument that y'all had in the car." And when I told him, "Oh, well, how can Jeremy get mad about you doing OnlyFans when he's done porn before?" He asked me, can I bring it up at the mixer to basically get you together or catch you off guard or read you, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's when I was like, okay, that's very foul, that's fucked up. But no one's ever going to bring tea to me. I'm going to expose my tea before anybody else can. Now, mind you, let me preface this by saying that was public knowledge. I saw a lot of comments saying, well, why would Jeremy be mad? Everyone knows. Everyone did know. But that still doesn't justify someone using something like that against you on a show that has not been brought up. And so I wanted
Absolutely.
to address it.
Absolutely. That was definitely my next question. I was going to say, people were like, why do you feel away when you stated that everyone in America knows that you did X, Y, and Z.
Hmm.
Uh, so I asked you, what are some reasons? Because how would something like this that everyone already knows damage your career? Because you were saying something about it damaging your career.
Well, maybe damaging my career was the wrong set of words. But again, this is something that I did back in 2009. We are in
Hmm.
2021. So even though a lot of people that came up in my rise to whatever I'm doing now may have known about it, this is a whole different generation, a whole different brand of new people, a whole different audience of people that don't know. That's when that first happened and I was getting into this industry, I lost a lot of jobs. I walked into auditions and I could not get that job. I had agents tell me we're not going to sign a porn star. I walked into rooms and walked into studios and had teachers playing my shit at studios, and I got fired on the spot from studios. That was a very traumatic, depressing part of my life that I was able to pull myself out of. I don't know any other black gay male that has done adult film that is now working in mainstream the way that I am at the moment. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard, and if they are, it's very, very hard. So for someone to use something like that to attack you for it, it's dumb. So no, it wasn't the fact that I was afraid of people finding out. It was the fact that I was just shocked that, again, another trait of someone that I didn't think was in them. They're going to try to use that for what when you told me we were fine. That was the issue I had. It had nothing to do with porn. I don't regret it at all. That's a part of my story. It's a part of my life, and I will always talk about it. But just because I've talked about it, that don't mean I'm going to allow someone else to use it against me in a disrespectful way. That's just not going to happen.
My. Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. My initial thoughts was, family. Like, you have a family. Like, we all have family. Like, you have a mom. You know what I'm saying? The dad. You know what I'm saying? Are you close with your mom?
Yeah, we're cool.
Okay, and shout out to my mom, by the way, okay, because I forgot to give her a shout out yesterday. Okay, she chewed me out this morning about it. She said, you can shout your mama out. Okay, shout
Period.
out my mom, okay? She raised me all by herself, okay? And
Period.
that's just
Mama
on period.
Pain.
I would be nothing, okay, without my mom. And y'all just know that. And that's just on period, honest to the period. She trying to come to the reunion, but you talking about it's closed. You bring
Right.
nobody to the reunion?
We need to get that. We need to get that fixed.
Okay, we should at least be able to bring our parents. Our parents got
Right.
time. Okay, so um, the people want to know: does D Hawkins have an OnlyFans? Because word on the street is there was never an OnlyFans. What was the
Well,
what?
I've seen we've seen a lot of changes on social media with D Hawkins. There was some promo for OnlyFans. I think there may have been a link. I don't know. I never clicked it. So I'm not aware of if he had one or not. And I just want to say yet again that was never my issue with him. My issue was whatever you're trying to do with your brand, just make sure everything you do aligns, because that makes no sense. Trying to make a quick buck, will really hurt you. And at the time when I did my quick buck, that was in 2009, before branding, before social media was a thing, before Instagram, before you can get away with it more then. Now it's different. Everything is exposed, everything was online, so you just have to be careful. Live your life.
Okay, on period, Periana to the period
Period.
A.
A.
You said that D Hawkins doesn't have a career or things to do. Okay, you
Hmm.
said he's making up a storyline coming soon.
Hmm.
And then in the next breath, you said that you never say anything negative about D. Hawkins. Would you agree that those are negative comments?
Well, what I will say is, as you know, our green screens are shot way after certain things. So when I made the comment that I had never said anything negative about D Hawkins, that was very true. You don't see me on any scene, on any show. I mean, not any show, on any scene discussing or talking about D Hawkins in a negative light. Unfortunately, this is where he kind of got away with certain things, right? Because I've noticed that he did a lot of his stuff off camera and talk to people off camera, and then gagged when it made it on camera. And so that's why I can see how I looked a little pressed, because people don't know what was done off camera. people don't know that I was out of town in Atlanta working, and I came back to all this news and stuff that I'm hearing about myself when I wasn't even in the state. I wasn't even in those scenes. I'm barely on the damn show. I was getting 2 seconds of a green screen every episode up until this last episode, which is why they made sure I was in every damn scene. No shade. So, you know, imagine, and people don't know that we filmed for months, and everybody was like, why'd you go from 0 to 100? That was built up for months. We was filming from October. That scene was in February. So it's a lot. But I stand by what I said at the moment. I don't talk negative about him. But once I heard that news, I made it a point to read the Hawkins every moment that I got.
Oh, okay. Piriana to the Piriana. I know that's right. So coming soon, where did that come from?
That came from everything appearing to be coming soon. They came from interior design coming soon, music coming soon, hoodies and fashion coming soon, whatever else he was doing coming soon. It just seemed like nothing was really authentic, and it seemed like he was just looking for something to basically get attention. Like
And we're
nothing
talking about D.
seems
Hawkins, right?
D. Hawkins, yes. It seemed
Okay.
like nothing was really genuine. Because when we first met him, he talked about his interior design and what he wanted to do. And then it turned into fashion once other people was talking about fashion. And then it turned into now you're a music artist out the blue. Okay, got it.
And he's
And I'm
modeling
not
and all
and
that
I'm
stuff.
not saying that you don't have passion and all those things, but when you do certain stuff that make you seem like an opportunist, all of that seems very all over the place to me, you know. So I'm gonna call you coming soon until we see some stuff. And apparently he dropped some things, you know, some products for the show. Congrats. But I would think that a person that's so busy with 97 careers and 97 trades wouldn't have time to discuss as many people that he does. You know, whatever. But it is what it is. That was my take on coming soon and why. Cause he's not. Let me say this.
Period.
He's not talented. Like I think D Hawkins is a sweet guy. I think D Hawkins has. We all seen something in D Hawkins that we liked and we gravitated towards him. He has a way to get you to open up. And then I feel like sometimes he uses that against you. And I think maybe he's so eager to be famous so bad that he's unintentionally just burning bridges because he just wants attention and he doesn't care who he knocks down in the way to get it. And it may be intentional, it may not be, but you know. I don't know.
My. What did you think about D. Hawkins in drag? I remember you said something about being embarrassed.
Yeah, I hold on. What they said seemed like you still have a thing for D Hawkins. No, I don't. I just I want that friend that we all met in the beginning of filming back. I don't like who this person is that's in front of the camera. And I think a lot of the cast members can say that about a couple of us. That's that. But to answer your question, King, what you ask me? Sorry.
I asked you, I don't know.
I forgot. Comments. What did he just ask me? I'm sure because y'all down
Yeah,
here.
y'all got it. What did I just ask? Hold on, I gotta focus too. I'm trying to listen and focus.
They
Who got
said
us in the
Jeremy Shelley.
comments? Who got us in the comments? What was that?
What did you just ask me?
See, this is why you gotta stay out the comments. The comments be
Oh, D
throwing you
Hawkins
off.
in drag. Got it.
Oh
Yeah, niggas
yeah,
out the
what did you
comments.
think about that? Yeah, that wasn't even on the paper. That just popped up in my head.
Um,
Uh,
when I first saw it, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, he looks absolutely crazy. Um, I thought that he looked like he died, like he looked dead in the casket. Um, it just wasn't good drag. Um, you know, I just and again, he posted something. It was saying that it was him paying homage to Marsha P. Johnson and all this, et cetera, et cetera. Again, his intentions could have been that. But when your reputation is doing stuff, because this is what is confusing to me, right? And I'm not even trying to be shady. Um, he told a couple people that he did it for a wow factor. So is it a wow factor or is it paying homage to Marsha P. Johnson? Was it a wow factor or because people didn't like it, now it was something else, you know? And
It's
for
the
me,
attention factor. It's
yeah,
the attention factor.
for me it felt like, you know, if you want to pay homage to your trans sisters and to the drag community, which I want people to understand those are two different communities, number one. Number two, if you want to pay homage to your sisters, period, don't comment on Alicia's hands and feet. Stay out the girl's drama. You know, you stand up for your sister when something is happening. You know, that's what you can do instead of joining in on drama and stuff like that. So that's the way to do it. But you know, he said that he did it for a cause. I'm not going to sit here and say that who am I to say he didn't. So once I saw the post, I was like, got it, cool. If that's what you say, that's what you say. And that's that.
Well, girl, I seen him that day at Green Streams. My Green Stream was right before his, and I ran into him at the hallway as he was going in, and we talked and we hugged, and he told me, okay, he was gonna show them girls, referring to Alicia and Jayla, how it's done. So he thought that he looked good. He didn't
Mm.
mention anything about Marsha P. Johnson or anything like that at that time. I feel like it's some sort of damage control, some kind of strategic move, because you know he likes to try to be strategic
Hmm.
all of a sudden. Ever since he heard our mom say that to me, now he's trying to be strategic and things. Um, but yeah, I think it's just a stud. I think it's just a move for attention. Um, so um, the Hawkins kept talking about some arrangements, these arrangements that you guys made. What arrangements did you guys make? What arrangements did you make with the Hawkins? Allegedly, you begged him to keep your relationship on the low.
So when I saw that, first of all, this relationship word is comical to me. But basically what happened was there was a conversation when we got in the car of Hamburger Mary's and we left and we started they were filming us leave when he had zoomed off, which they showed I think on the first or two episodes. We both was like, watch, they're gonna try to put us two together. Watch, you know, they're gonna try to make this a thing. And we sat in the car and we said, okay, are we gonna make this a thing or are we gonna keep it off camera? And we both decided, okay, well, you know what, you're actually really cool. I fuck with you, and I said the same thing. And I was like, I want to keep it off camera because if it's on camera, it's gonna be fake, like for real. So we both decided to just keep it out of filming and just be cool on camera, and that's just what it was. So when I'm coming back and I'm hearing from different castmates stuff that only they could have heard from D. Hawkins, I'm like, so why are you now gagging that I'm bringing this up at the table with everyone? And so I did it that way because he likes to go here, likes to go there, likes to go to jailer, likes to go to this person, that person, that person, that person. Have these conversations. And then when I ask him about it, it's like, oh, no, 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 no. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. So I said, okay, well, we all going to make the love mixture. I'm going to bring it up while we are all at the table. So it wasn't no arrange. The arrangement was for us to keep stuff off camera, but you run around cast doing this, and that. Whether it was off camera or not, you're still bringing it to the show. So now I'm gonna bring it to the camera since that's what we're doing. So that was why
My.
that's probably what he was talking about.
Okay, understandable. So, how did you feel about D. Hawkins stating that you've been here for 15 years? He's only been here for one. You've been here for 15 years, sitting on a free motherfucking reality show. You not gonna have him on the news for whooping your motherfucking ass.
Well, I
How
would
did
like
that
to.
make you feel?
It didn't make me feel no type of way. I think anyone that has any type of common sense knows that I'm doing way more than chasing reality. And let me say that I think it is very insulting for a castmate to disrespect the brand that he chose to be a part of, knowing that there was no payment. Yes, there's no payment with being on chasing reality, but where else was D Hawkins going to get 80,000 viewers to watch his ass every week? I'm on chasing reality every Thursday at 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm on Stars every Friday at 8 p.m. I just shot a show on Amazon Prime. I have a show I just shot on NBC, and I just wrapped up a show with Andy Cohen. And I still work with artists and celebs and stuff like that. So if I decide to jump on a free show to support the LGBT plus community and support the Chasing Reality brand. That's my business. When I got on the show, multiple people asked me, why are you even here? And I said, I'm here to have fun. I'm no bigger than no one else. I don't have an ego when I'm around y'all. I have the less of an ego, and I'm the most successful, and there's no shade. And I don't even walk around acting no type of way. So that comment meant
Okay.
nothing to me. They didn't air the part when I mentioned stars when he said that, but I think they just left it out because they didn't want to get stars involved and stuff like that. But it didn't make me feel no type of way. The edit made me look like he had me hush mouth because I had my little cupcake sitting there. Now the cupcake in that scene was the real MVP. The chicken wing and the cupcake really ate it up for me during that argument.
My.
But no, it didn't make me feel any type of way at all. You know, people reach for what they can reach for, but I think it's kind of dumb. That's like someone who loves hip hop yelling, "Well, you said he don't love hip hop. Well, bitch, you here too." So that's kind of dumb. I didn't feel no
Okay.
type of way at all.
Period. So now that we asked the love me hate me mixer, let's talk about it. What happened when I left? Because you almost flipped the table, girl.
So what happened when you left was I literally broke, like how you doing with me. I literally broke down, which I guess they couldn't really keep, you know, for the timeliness of the show. But I broke down from beginning to end my issue with D. Hawkins, and I asked him verbatim, did you ask Quan to bring this up at this dinner? He said, no. What I said was, Quan, if you don't mind bringing it up, then we can discuss it. Bitch, what difference does, like, I don't understand the difference of the two. Now that didn't make the episode, but that's why that's why I got upset, because it was like, what are you talking about? Even other people chimed in and was like, that's the same thing. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you try to do that? So there was so much that happened that occurred from me jumping up like that. And I am a Leo, I am a lion. I do have an anger when I need to, when you know, and I'm big, I'm very much on, I'm not gonna put my hands on you, but when you're nice, sometimes people take advantage of that. And so sometimes you have to really show people how fucking psycho crazy you can be just so they can calm the fuck down. And I know
Okay.
I look crazy because I had jumped up, but then I simmered back down real quick because I was like, Jeremy, unlike a lot of people in this room, you have a lot to lose, so just chill out. So I went and got me a chicken wing and a cupcake. And yeah, when I watch it back, it did make me seem a little pressed. But then again, I know what happened. D knows what happened. The people that were there, that's what happened. So then that happened. I went outside. I caught my girl Lauren England from Atlanta, and I was talking to her. I'm yelling at her on the phone like, I'm mad. Da, da, da.
She was up here last night.
I hear screaming. I see Jayla run out without a wig. I see Hershey holding the wig. I see Fran with a chair up in the air, and I don't even know. So literally, I had to wait until the episode dropped, like everybody else did, to understand what the fuck had happened, because I was not even in the room.
My. That is so crazy. So, I think we didn't talk about D. Hawkins a lot. So, Andre, what did you do to Andre, girl?
When?
You let him see a little thing or something?
Huh?
You let him see a little thing because he definitely like you or something. Something going on in his head. He think you cute or something, because when D. Hawkins was going off on you, it looked like, now y'all go back and watch episode 6, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But it looked like Andre was trying to protect you. He's like, no, not my Jeremy. No.
Well, maybe he was. Let me tell you that. So I think out of anyone else in the cast, I have been the one to grab Andre, pull him aside, and say, you fuck it up, friend. Get it together. Your attitude is doing a lot. You do have talent, and it's going to be overshadowed by all this crazy shit that you're doing. I'm the only one that's kind of been real with him and not been on his bandwagon. I feel like he has a lot of people that's on his bandwagon, on his team, letting him do all this dumb shit, and they think it's cute, and I don't let him do that. And I think that he also respects and understands my position in the industry and knows, you know, and has known of me before, so he just respects my opinion. And that's just that. So, but I'm always going to call him out when he's wrong, and, you know, that's just what it is.
So why did you decide to, kind of son him and become his accountability partner?
Because nobody else was going to, number one. My whole reasoning of joining this show was not for cloud, was not for nothing. It was really to lend my expertise and lend my knowledge to, you know, people that were really chasing LA and knew, you know. And so if I see someone who's self-destructing and not self-destructing, but self-sabotaging themselves, you know, I'm going to step in and be like, hey, we got to get this together. Because Andre really like people was making fun of me, but Andre really goes from 0 to 2000 and out the fucking blue. And, you know, I'm mature enough to know that it comes from a place. Like, there's a reason why that happens like that. And unfortunately, we haven't got to know Andre enough to figure out where that comes from. But, you know, I was always the black sheep. I was always the one that did everything wrong. I was the one that people actually sat there and let me self-destruct and did not give me a lending hand. And so I'm not going to sit there and watch someone I see or someone in my friend group, watch them do that and not say anything. So that's why I was like, you know what? Even though you're wrong 90% of the time, friend, I'm going to slap you on your hand and say, bitch, get it together.
My. No, I don't think that's it at all. He likes you, girl. He think you cute.
Well, you asked me my right,
listen. I listen to your opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
mine.
Andre's side. Are you gonna have him up here to discuss it?
Who?
Miss Thing Thing.
You mean the one that had on the little black coat? Alicia is so funny. She don't ever say his name. She be like, the black one in the black coat. I was like, oh my gosh, why is she giving all of that? Okay. So let me see.
I'm screaming. Thank you.
So yes. Oh, yes. Let's get into that. Let's get into that.
Y'all King is funny.
Take that time. Okay, let's just compare. Everybody, at this time, make sure that you guys are sharing this live. Like this video, subscribe. Okay, and if you would like to support the Future King Pain in a monetary way, where the money resides, okay? With some Cash App, Super Chat, Venmo, Zelle, money, order, crypto. Just let me know, and it's just on period. So, so you end up taking Hershey to Todrick, okay? And on the show, your reasoning for taking Hershey to Todrick is because of the comment that I made on the show about drag queens not making a lot of money. And my question to you, because I watched it and I played it back, and I played it back, and then I played it back, and I was like, why does it seem like he took Hershey to Todrick in spite of me, instead of you taking Hershey to Todrick because she's very, very talented? Not one time did you mention Hershey's talent. It was because somebody said she don't make no money. Somebody said she was broke. Somebody said this. It wasn't, Hershey is a phenomenal talent. She's very talented. She's an amazing drag queen. Check her out. It was none of that. It was just like, girl, we over here because the official King Pain said that she don't make no money. Well, that's not what I said. And you kind of drug it out. Talking about, oh, girl, he dragged and said that she was broke and all that. I did not say that girl was broke. Okay, I was like, yeah, we making it. Girl. I did not say that girl was broke. Okay.
Well, what I will say is, you know, the comment one was made. So, you know, now I may have drug it up a little bit more, but it was made. And to be honest, my reasoning for bringing Hershey over there was because he was very talented. And once I saw him perform at the park, I was like, you know what? I really want to do something for Hershey. And to be honest, I was planning something to do with almost everyone in the cast that I was cool with. But the way storylines worked out, the way storyboard worked out, the way filming worked out, I couldn't really do that. The only person I was able to really execute with was with Hershey. But yeah, you know, and again, that was my reason. My reasoning was because I did believe Hershey was amazing and talented. But we also have to keep in mind that there are other powers that be that needed things to connect to have flashbacks. So that had to be said for
Mm-hmm.
things to
I think
make
y'all could have went with it. Y'all could have went with a
sense.
different scenario where
Well, it wasn't. Well, here's the thing.
everybody.
It wasn't a different scenario. It was the comment was made, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna bring him over to someone who gets up in drag and makes millions, and that's Todrick. And so,
But that couldn't be the reason that you
but
took
the
it.
conversation with Todrick wasn't. I prefaced that when I introduced them, but it went straight to Hershey's talent. Like it went straight to making it in LA. It didn't stay on King Payne. Like it didn't stay on that. And so that's
The
where I think
comment
everything was
you talked
fine.
about it like 3 times. Go back and watch the show. But with that being said, what happened was all you did was further perpetuate what I said. You don't get that? Like you don't
What you
get how
mean?
you further perpetuated what I was talking about? Okay, so basically, in order for the girls, the drag queens to get a big bath, they got to check in with a gatekeeper. They got to check in with somebody like Todrick. They got to check in with somebody like RuPaul
Well, no,
because the
Hershey didn't
money
have
is
to
not
check
on the
in.
floor. But I'm saying the money is not on the floor at the clubs.
Well, I think what
The
people don't realize is.
income that they get from the drag performances, the drag shows at
Mhm.
places like Hamburger Mary's is not enough to pay for rent, lease, mortgage, anything in LA.
Well, let me say this, right? Because I've worked in West Hollywood for years at Rage nightclub, running VIP over there for years under Brandon Anthony, and that's a very false statement because number one, the drag queens, that the money they pick up off the ground is not what they go home with. They all have a fee. The tips is an extra tip, but they all have fees. And if you're working in Hamburger Mary's, that's not
So
the
they
only
take home
place.
less. So they take home less than that because they got to pay the club.
They don't pay the club. The club pays them. They have a fee to show up, and then they take home tips on top of that. Like if you're a go-go dancer at the Abbey, literally your pay is this amount. Like I'm gonna pay you
It depends.
$300. Hold on, let me finish. I'm gonna pay you $300 to dance tonight, and then you also get tips on top of that. So they have a base pay, and then they get tips. So whatever people throw, that's additional to what they're already taking home that the club is paying them to do. And a lot of times, if you're working in those clubs, you're not just working at one club. There's Hamburger Mary's, Long Beach, you're in West Hollywood, you're in Palm Springs, you're doing all this, like you're doing multiple clubs. So let's say you're making $300-400 a night, working 4 or 5 times a week. Yeah, you're making a good amount of money, and that's before your tips.
Yeah, I would think that. I know that it depends on the club that you work at.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. The booking depends, and that depends if you're that girl that you're getting booked.
But
But
I think that's in any
what is
industry
there
though.
for the drag queens who aren't as talented?
Then you have to find your niche. It's just, I mean, it's just like when you start off as a dancer. Like you don't start off making money. You start off doing stuff for low pay for $100 for free. You have to build that up until you get to a point where you can say, look, my day rate is $3,000. Look, I'm charging $5K to choreograph this job. Like any professional in entertainment is going to it's going to take time to build a generating income to where you can pay your bills. I'm not saying that Hershey and all of them are making that now that they can pay all their bills doing drag. And so with me bringing Hershey to Todrick, it wasn't that he has to check in, but Hershey's also new to LA. And sometimes it's good for us to see someone in our field that is doing amazing because we can get discouraged. We can put our head down and think that we can't do it. And, it wasn't until I moved to LA that I saw dancers pulling up at the studios with Range Rovers and BMWs and all this type of G-Wagons and shit. I come from Atlanta, where dancers, you do a couple of jobs for BET Hip Hop Awards, you got 5 roommates, you got an action man for money, you got a side part-time job. I knew nothing about dancers having full careers, making $30,000-40,000 a month on jobs until I moved to LA. So I wanted to expose that to Hershey and say, hey, look at someone who, I mean, Todrick does music and stuff, but this is someone who gets up in drag and makes really good money. Here's some inspiration for you. That's what it was to me.
Yeah, I just think that it's very important that we're truthful,
Yeah.
especially when we're on the platform like Chasing LA.
Yeah.
And from my experience, because I've also worked with drag for a long time, they don't make that much money. If you work in drag, you also have a 9 to 5.
But not. But I
No,
also know drags that don't. I know a lot of drags
but
that don't.
there's levels. There's levels. I'm talking about
Right. But then
starters.
you have to say, but then you have to shift the wording, and you can't say that drags don't. You have to say some drags, and when you're new, that's like saying dancers don't make money. That's a blanket statement that puts all dancers in that category. You have to say new dancers or new drags or new, like you can't just say
But
drags in
it's not
total
until
because.
you check in with a gatekeeper that you start making a lot of money. So that you start getting that real bag. It's
But
not
let's be
so
honest,
the
what industry
bag
doesn't
doesn't.
have a gatekeeper?
The purpose of the conversation that I was trying to make is that the bag doesn't come from the shows at the club. It's the things that they do outside of the drag performance at the club that makes them the money.
But that's some drags, because I know drag girls that they charge literally $5,000 to show up to the club, and these clubs pay that because they know they're gonna bring in a crowd. So that's not a general statement for all drag. That just so happens to be the drags that you have encountered. It just all depends. It all just depends on who.
Well,
But
you're
I
gonna have to
understand.
give
I
me a
understand what
name.
you're saying. I just think that it shouldn't be a general statement for everyone.
Okay, give me a name.
Shangela.
Angela. Okay, she has no connections to RuPaul, Tardrick, or any other gatekeeper. She did it all
But
from
there's no
show.
industry that you're in that there is no gatekeeper. Y'all to get on YouTube, there are gatekeepers at YouTube that let you monetize and give you the opportunity to make money. Every industry has a gatekeeper. Every industry. There's no job that doesn't have, you don't get promoted at your job unless someone says, here's the promotion. You don't get, loans unless the bank says, here is your loan. There's a gatekeeper for everybody. So we
But we're
can't do that.
basically saying the same thing but differently.
No, I'm just saying that you can't make a general statement and say all drags don't make money from the club. New
It's
drag
not
girls
a
don't make money from the club.
it's not even just that. Like it's a very small percentage of drag queens that make a large amount of money that can afford to live in a house like Audrey.
That's true. Now
Very
that's
small, like
factual.
1%. That's what I'm
But even
talking
if it's
about.
1%, that means you can't say all.
I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it. The king is gonna let Jeremy have it. Okay, you won that. You won
I'm gonna fight
that.
for my 1%.
Okay. Okay, so let me see. We gotta get through this interview. Okay.
What's my light getting on? I wanted to do this interview from my bed because I got tired of ring lights and bullshit. Okay.
Okay. So that was my questions right there. So let's talk about Jeremy. So a lot of people want to know, okay, about your dancer career, Beyonce, and all of that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with Beyonce? Did you meet her?
Yeah. So how I booked Beyonce, which your friend is so confused about. Hey, Armand, so you popped in. So what happened was I did a job with Frank Gatson years ago. A movie called Leave It on the Floor. It played on Logo or like it was like for some festivals or whatever. And it was for free. It was a favor. And whenever someone that big asks you for a favor, you say yes. So I said, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing. Cool. He said, I got you. I didn't know what that meant, but he said, I got you. And so I went back home. I was struggling in LA. I was broke, like stuff was happening. I was on my chase and hustle. Went back home. I got a text, email from my agent asking was I available for Beyonce's video Girls, which I posted, which people said wasn't a real receipt. What asked me was I available? Not you have an audition, not nothing. Is are you available? Which means that's a direct book. They want you. So I was like, yes, I'm available. So I flew back here to LA, and I booked the video. I went to the rehearsal. I met her in the rehearsal. She's very sweet. Beyonce is very much so. We're here to do work. We're not friends. Like, let's get the job done. She's a perfectionist. She's very professional, very cool. We shot the video by LAX underneath the freeway. There was like black trucks outlining the freeway. It was an early set day. It was a long day, but it was amazing. Her work ethic is great. And that was Beyonce. And after doing that, I booked J-Lo on the floor, J-Lo on extra. I worked with Ariana, Big Sean. That was the first time I worked with Ariana. And just my career just kind of went from there. I got blessed to work with Mariah and a lot of other people. So I'm always before it used to bother me, but I laugh now when I hear stuff like, is his jobs real? Or, I heard he lies about his jobs. I'm like, the people that I'm around, the people that I hang around, wouldn't someone call me out by now? Wouldn't Frank call me out by now? Wouldn't Ashley Everett call me out by now? Wouldn't all these dancers I'm around, wouldn't Millennium Dance Complex, Broadway Dance Center, the #1 studios in the world that I teach at, call me out by now? So that just doesn't make no sense. But yeah, I think I'm very blessed and lucky to have danced for and worked with the people that I have, because it's not easy. I think the method that worked for me was I'm not afraid to take risks. I came out here and didn't care if I was broke, didn't care if I was homeless, didn't care if I was like, am I going to take dance class or am I going to eat? I just took dance class and drunk coffee from the studio and curbed my appetite to make it to the next day. Ran out on meals from Denny's and doing all type of shit to make it happen, because I knew what I wanted to do for myself. And so that's why, I stand strong on what I do now, and that's why I continue to be humble, because you never know what can happen. I can have all these credits and lose my apartment tomorrow. I can have all these credits and not work another job, not book another job for another 8 months. That's how this industry is. And then what? And I don't have no problem going back and getting another job working 9 to 5. Ain't you that boy from Step Up? Yes. Would you like this shirt, bitch? Like, do you want to buy the shirt? Like, I don't have an ego. So I get a little flustered when I encounter people who have these egos and haven't really touched the pinnacle of where they're going to be yet, because I think everyone can really reach their full potential, but their egos really can block them. Like, you can really encounter someone that can help you and put you in a place for you to succeed, but if you approach them with the ego, they're not going to want to help. If you act like you're the bookiest of the bookiest, you're the HBIC and you're this and that, no one wants to be around you. No one wants to book that. Like, I will book a dancer. Jojo Gomez, yes. Like Jojo Gomez. Jojo Gomez has millions of followers, has choreographed for everyone under the motherfucking sun. She's way more known and popular than me, and she used to take my class. I remember when she used to hit me up and be like, yo, I want to teach at Millennium, and now she's viral every time. Every time she posts a video with 10,000 views, 20,000 views, like, she's huge, and she always pays homage to the people who she's trained under. So I think it's just very important to stay humble. But yes, I've been very, very blessed to work with some amazing people, and I just want to continue to grow. Like, dancing now for me is like, ugh. I'm more into like choreography, artistic direction, and stuff like that. But I will get down on the floor if I need to.
I know that's right. I used to dance myself.
Period.
Yeah.
I want to get y'all in the studio. Season 2, we got to get y'all in the class.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be lit to get back to it. I actually hit up my old dance crew. Like, look, I gotta come out here. You know what I'm saying? Hit a little 1, 2, drop a couple pounds. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
This is up here. But yeah, you're absolutely right. And they should have showed that on the show. At least showcase you telling your story. You know what I'm saying? And talking about what you went through to become. To become.
You know
what I'm saying? The Jeremy Copeland that we see today.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was lit. Yeah. I mean, we all the same, like you said. There's no ego. I pride myself on not having no ego, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are, oh, why are you associated with this person? Why are you associated with that person? You know what I'm saying? It's not I don't have no heaven or no hell to put nobody in.
Right,
I'm not
exactly.
here judging people, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do me. And that's just on period. You got to see what a lot of people need to learn. They need to recognize, okay, what team that they're on. Okay, and when I say team, I mean God, you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You need to have your team in order. You know what I'm saying? You need to get right with the Lord, okay? Because when you have God on your team, can't nobody stop what you got going on. And that's just on period. Can't nobody
another thing that also I want people to understand and also just hear is like, you really have to stay consistent on your why. I think a lot of people get into whatever they're trying to do, and it may seem like it's taking too long, or it may seem like their journey is not moving as fast as they may like, so they want to jump over and do all these million things, and it's like, you're just blocking yourself from your own blessing. Like, you're taking pennies when you could be getting dollar bills and $100 bills because you just want to make it so fast. So you're going to, let me just try to go viral. Let me do this. You're letting your work suffer. You're letting your talent suffer because you just want to be famous so bad instead of just being consistent in what you're doing, understanding that longevity is better than any overnight success, and just understand that your time is your time. Like, as a dancer, I know that no dancer can ever take a job from me. No choreographer can ever take a job from me. No casting director can ever take a job from me. It was just not my job. Period.
And that's just on period.
If I was supposed to be there, I would have been there. So I just hope everyone, especially with our, cast, I just want everyone to look at this season, take notes, understand what worked and what didn't work, myself included, and just, in the words of Amani, be stronger and better, and just, focus on what we want to focus on. Like, people want to hear our backstories. People want to hear why we do what we do. The drama's going to come regardless, just because of just, it is. But the episodes that people love the most are the episodes that people really got to know who we were. And I know this season people didn't really get to see that from me. But if I'm there next season, if we do have a next season, they definitely I'm going to push to make sure that happens. And I want everyone to have equal amount of camera time. I want everyone to have a story. I want everyone to do what they need to do. Like, that's just the end goal for me.
I know that's right. Okay, and that's just on period. So with that being said, is there anything that you want to talk about? Anything that we left out? Anything we didn't go over?
No, I just, number one, thank you for inviting me on. We finally got it done. We were trying to do this for a minute.
Okay.
But it worked out perfectly. Like,
It did.
with the show and the timing and everything.
Look at God. Okay. Okay, I was just hearing helicopters and
mind you, it's a whole it be noise like that to be a Honda. You like, what? But no, like, well, thank you for this. Thank you for being consistent. Every interview I ever done, they're like, is that King Payne? Like, he just so extra. He just did the most. I'm like, y'all, that's literally King Payne. He would show up to go to Tequilas in Hollywood with a bubble coat, a crown, a fan, and a duster. And all his real gold chains. Okay.
Okay, because they be trying to say they fake. All my jewelry is real. There's no costume jewelry.
Okay. And I just appreciate our friendship, and just, we don't talk all the time, but it's always real. Like, we when you're around people and it's like, child, we just talking because we just on the cast, but there's people that we actually enjoy talking to and hanging out. We've hung out a couple times outside of filming. And yeah, I'm excited about the reunion, whenever that's gonna be.
Period.
And I'm glad that you're doing this, and I want everyone to maximize this brand as much as possible, because it is not, promised to anyone. So
Period.
we could be gone tomorrow, but I know I'm proud of you. You're doing your thing. You've been consistent, and I can't wait until the minute you click your live, boop, you hitting 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 viewers.
Okay.
So,
me too. I can't wait for that.
Hey,
Either.
Chance.
It's definitely gonna happen. So, some final questions before you go. Who are you cool with on the show, and who are you not cool with?
I'm cool with everyone but D. Hawkins. I mean, we had a conversation. Like, we don't have an issue right now, present moment. But watching everything over does kind of be like, the fuck. But I don't have no issues with no one on the cast. I think that certain people can be stronger and better, but I'm cool with everybody. The people I talk to outside of would be you, Fran, Jayla, and Alicia.
Okay, and that's just on period. So, here's a bit of a trick question. Okay, Survivor. Okay, you have to save one person. You can give one person on the class a lifeline, which will bring them back on season 2. Who would you give the lifeline to?
Not including myself?
Not including yourself.
Okay. Who would I give a lifeline to bring back? I would say Jayla.
Okay. You feel like Jayla needs a lifeline?
I feel like, oh, well, when you put it that way.
I said it was a trick question.
A lifeline. I would throw a lifeline to, there's 2 people that I think I would throw a lifeline to Fran, only because I feel like Fran got caught in the shadows of other people, and Fran, unfortunately, every time people see Fran, the shit that come out her mouth just it's not it. But Fran really is sweet, and like Fran is funny. If people knew how funny Fran was, Fran is really a kid. But Fran comes across a little, I don't want to say that word, but just very problematic. Unfortunately, but I like Fran. I
Yeah, I
do.
love
We
Fran.
we
She's
talk a
kind of
lot.
funny.
We talk a lot outside the show, and like I just want people to, not people, myself. I want to get to know more Fran. Besides, all we know of Fran is that she don't see it for Alicia, and she was in an open relationship, and she found somebody in her closet. That's all we know about
And
Fran
she
the
be
whole season.
kissing Andre ass. See, that's the only thing. See, I said the same thing too. That's why I came up with this thing. If I could throw somebody a lifeline, it would be Fran. Simply because I didn't really get a chance to know her, and the
Yeah,
times I did get to talk to her, she's really cool. I had her here on my show, and out of the whole cast, the show that I did with her has the most views. So I'm like, oh, she's definitely entertaining. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, I feel like she just didn't get a chance to shine because she chose, to set, seclude herself and stick by Andre this entire season. She picked up a whole cheer, risk penitentiary time, trying to, fight for
yeah.
Andre. Like, she crazy.
Well, well. Also, I do know that there were a couple scenes that I guess they canceled on and said that she couldn't film that didn't represent LA. I think she wanted to get her lips done or something. They said,
Well, it
"Oh,
didn't represent chasing. She wanted to get her lips done, but
but
what is it
King,
chasing?
but here's what don't make sense. Her getting her lips done in LA doesn't represent chasing LA, but getting your butt sucked in a cup does. What's the difference?"
I just feel like if you can afford to take to go and get your lips done, you should have paid for a photographer to take some pictures. She ain't took. She came on the show saying she's a model. She didn't take a single photo the whole season.
I don't know about that. I don't got no comment
Her
about
best
that.
friend, her best friend is a stylist who also did a photo shoot on the show and also put out a whole commercial and did not include her in it. And she picking up cheers, about to go to prison for this man, and he didn't even include her in the commercial. Nor did he loan her any clothes for the show.
Hello, woman. I'm frozen.
Okay, and that's just on period. That don't seem like no friend. That don't seem like no friend. Okay, that just don't seem like no friend. That's all I'm saying. That don't seem like your friend. That was your friend when he had that photo shoot and he was booking models. He just said, "Oh, my best friend is a model. Why would you not book your best friend for the photo shoot if that's your best friend?" She picked up a whole cheer and almost went to prison for you.
I can't argue that point. There's nothing I can say. There's not. That's like if I had decided to do a drag show and put together a bunch of drags and didn't call Hershey or Alicia, like that just don't make sense.
Okay.
I can't wait for
Makes
the reunion,
sense.
child. We can't either.
What you wearing to the reunion?
I don't know. They keep sending us these emails talking about we haven't decided what the theme is. We don't want a theme. Just let
I don't
us.
want no damn thing. I just want to be girl.
Just
What
let me look
team?
good. My green screens. I've been chilling hoodies and stuff because green screens they'll
Mm-hmm.
call you literally 5 minutes before your green screen. So I ain't really got to do what I want to do with my green screens. But for the reunion, yeah, I want to give a little whoop wop.
Yeah, I'm so over all this childish ass shit. The balloons, the name tags, the paper plates. Like I'm over all of that. Like, why are the girls? See, my whole thing is, and the reason that I spoke up is because some of the girls got in the show making like they got a bag, okay, like a bag. You know
Hey
what I'm
Mars,
saying?
yeah.
And then they throw an event and everything in there is 50 and cheap. Like, girl, miss me with all of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers want to bring W-2s and 1090s to prove that they got some money. And I say, and I'll say this again, it ain't about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep, okay? And then the girls is disputing $10 drinks, okay, at Hamburger Mary's. You can't afford to throw no event, Miss Mamas. And that's just on period. If you can't afford to throw no events, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be throwing no events, okay? And then why, if you're living your dream, we having an event at this event place? Shouldn't we be having it? Shouldn't this event be at your big ass house? Since you living your dream and we all chasing, you know, show us the living. Show us you living. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see living. I still seen chasing. You know what I'm saying? Even when he said with Amina Butterfly and April, that you were still chasing. You was at work. You know, and then you know he came on the show. See, you got me started. Okay, I blame you. No, but this is the last thing I got to say. Okay, he came on the show trying to be the HBIC, trying to be the boss, but he's a stylist. He's never been in a boss's position. And that's just on period. He's always been the girl to go and fetch. Oh, girl, go get that for me. Oh, I need some coffee, girl. Get the hangers, girl. Fluff and fold these clothes. Like, girl, the most he's ever had to really do, okay, is match the colors on her two-piece.
Now, we're not going to read the stylist now, but...
You mean your stylist, favorite stylist, the one that you said that you know all these stylists, but none of the stylists that you know him?
I did say that because when he said, let me tell the viewers, because they didn't see this part. At Hamburger Mary's, when we all met, Andre said, I'm your stylist, favorite stylist. Now, I may be a dancer and all, but I worked on Rodeo for years. And I know the Eric Archibalds, the Marnies, the Zarenas, the Ty Hunters. I know the Beyonce, like the stylists of the stylists. I never had seen an Andre, didn't know what an Andre was, didn't know who he was. You know, that's my little brother. But I told him this. I told him I was going to read him every chance I got for that comment because I had never heard of him ever. If you haven't pulled on Rodeo, baby, then you're not, you know. But also, you know, when you pulling for certain people, I mean, certain clientele can't afford to pull on Rodeo. You got to go to Melrose or you got to go to downtown. But, you know, I will say that, yes, I do feel like a lot of people jump in, you know, and even you in the beginning, like I said before, in the beginning, I felt like you was on the same tip too. Like, why is everybody trying to be the HBIC? And we ain't even saying nothing. So here's my question for you, because I saw comments and people asked me, well, how do y'all, they was like, well, we like King Payne, but we haven't seen no work from King Payne. Now, I know what's coming up, you know, but from the viewers, they're like, well, he's talking about Andre, but we ain't seen that one work scene yet from King Payne. So what is your, Fly King, we were forgetting about Fly King because he came in the last 10 minutes of the show.
Let me stop.
So, I mean, I know what you got coming up, but do you want to explain that to them and, you know, all that?
Well, you know, what I will say is that I'm satisfied with the show and everything, and the way I'm being, you know, and the way that it's, you know, that I'm being projected, and you know, like they captured what really happened, and you know, I feel like they're doing the best job they can do with
what they had exactly.
You know, so as far as seeing me chase, you guys seen me chase a little bit, but I feel like you guys are going to see more towards the end of the season. But season 2, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for season 2 is done. Like, I know how this thing goes. You know what I'm saying? I've seen how it works. Like, this was all a learning experience for me. I never done a reality show before.
Me neither.
You know,
yeah.
Miss Thing been on 13 different reality shows. So she already knew what was up. You know what I'm saying?
And we were in a pandemic. That's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
We was in a pandemic, y'all.
Yes, we was in a pandemic. And, you know, how do you feel about the Amani Zanzan piece? Because I feel like she's not giving Q his flowers because Q managed to make this happen in the middle of a pandemic. Everything was closed. Okay? When we went to go film, they had just opened back up. And a lot of stuff was still closed.
Yeah, tier 1, right.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my opinion on that whole situation, right? I felt like I went through 3 different stages. My first stage was, you know, look, that's Imani's opinion. I've been in this game for a minute. I don't really care. Like, she's going to have her opinion, whatever. That was my first one. My second one was, oh, well, I heard that she was one of the producers, so why are you reading her so hard when you was helping casting? Then I watched the interview to find out that Imani had nothing to do with producing. She just was like, oh, this person might be cool, that person might be cool. I think that Q definitely deserves his flowers. I also do think that he needed to take some accountability for stuff as well. I felt like it was everyone else's fault. And if Q would have just been like, look, I'm doing the best I can. It's not perfect. Yes, I fucked up on some couple things. I lost some scenes. I did this and that. You know, when we didn't have Blake no more, you know, it was a little bit overwhelming. Had he just been more transparent and just took just a little accountability, I think that people would have been more receptive to it. I think that's the only thing that played against Q was just taking a little bit more responsibility for it slightly being a little, you know, unorganized. That's it. But I always say that when we were on set with Q, we had a good time. We were on time. Everything was professional. Things were done. He had his little notebook that be falling apart. He had everything set up that he needed to have set up. But this is the first time he's ever put a show together. This is the first time we all did this. This was the first time for our crew. We lost one of our executive producers in the middle of filming. Anything that could have happened had happened during this
Okay. On period. And with that being said, you're absolutely right. It wasn't perfect, and it was all of our first time. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't supposed to be perfect.
Yeah.
But you are right on the accountability thing, since you're the accountability coach. Okay. Maybe you know he could have took a little bit more accountability for what happened, since he is the main EP. But in his defense, it's the way that they go about it, the way people go about it. You know, she didn't have to go on to the show, or insert that clip, insert her concerns into the clip. She could have called Q up on the phone and said, "Yo, Q, like get it together, fix these things." You know what I'm saying?
But that's Imani's
Because
job.
honestly, episode 1, episode 2, I didn't notice anything. It wasn't until episode 4 that I was like, okay, girl, okay, maybe that hallway scene, okay. They could have, the hallway scene was, but everything else was good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But see,
I like the
I
show.
had a different experience because I noticed a lot of stuff from the first couple episodes. And what a lot of people don't know is I also had footage that I got filmed and I paid to have filmed that was lost, which is why I wasn't in like 2 episodes. So, you know, I can't really, my personal experience was, again, just lack of experience and just things not being A1. And Jay Swan said that they always pointing a finger. I mean, if Beyonce has a horrible show, we're gonna blame Beyonce. We're not gonna blame, so yeah, it's gonna go to them. There was no one else to
But the
really.
show is not horrible.
No,
Like,
no,
if
no,
the
no, no,
show
no.
is
The show was
horrible,
not
I would
bad
say it
at
was horrible.
all. The show was not horrible at all. What I think it is which was fixed now. I think the two big mistakes that happened was having 30-minute episodes for the first 2 things, because the whole Hamburger Mary's was rushed. The only reason why we know what was happening because we was there. But as a viewer, I can understand why they was confused, because it was so much left out. It was just kind of like, what just happened? But I think that it warranted Imani to go as hard as she did. No, I gagged when that happened. But
I'm just gonna go ahead and flat out say it.
I also understand that when your job is to review the show, you may love it and you may hate it, and we may not agree with your review, but that's just your job to review, and that's what happened. So it is what it is. But
She's jealous of Q. She's jealous of Q.
you think so?
I think so. I think that
I
she
wouldn't say
wanted
that.
to. I think that she's been wanting to further her brand through chasing reality, maybe have her own spinoff or produce her own show. And she hadn't gotten that yet. And then when they gave Q this opportunity, he didn't include them. He hasn't included them in this process. So I think it's the fact that auntie, okay, and I feel like she wanted her own baby. You know what I'm saying? Like her own series. And I feel like when Q didn't include her, it kind of made her feel some type of way. And I also feel like she was playing. Okay, she played and she ran out of time. She was out at the club twerking too much or something. But the first review that she made, I don't feel like that was a real review. I just felt like she ran out of time. And she just threw something together and said, "Oh, it's Q's body. Oh, it's the editing. Oh, this is trash. Let me go." Like everyone else managed to find something to talk. First of all, you can't tell me with all the dysfunction that was going on in the episode that you couldn't find nothing to talk about.
I do agree with that. I do agree that even if she didn't like the editing, she should have reviewed the show. I don't personally don't agree. I don't think that she's jealous. I don't think everything else she said, that's your opinion, that I respect that. But I do agree to the part. I do agree to the part of where, you know, regardless if you like a show or not, you still have to fully review it, and that was not done. I think a conversation was had, and I think now we're getting reviews like we were supposed to from episode 1. But you know, hopefully that I've heard, you know, that people that they have spoken, you know, after that live. I heard that, you know, things have been somewhat, you know, tamed and everyone is fine and stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes and from here.
And I wonder what Imani Vanzette is with me, because she's been calling my name from episode 1. Like, I'm the only person on the cast she's been calling. She's been calling King Payne, King Payne, and King Payne this, King Payne that. I'm like, yeah, girl, what did I do? Like,
you were Hot Topic. Let them talk. At least they said your name, baby. I was waiting for my name. She said she was gonna put me on a milk carton, bitch, because she thought I was missing.
my. Okay, she be reading now. She does read. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm having a big sit down with Auntie Imani on June 10th. And you know, I hope she comes with her receipts, because the official King Payne is going to come, and I am going to demand the receipts, because she said that her mom applied for the show. I'm gonna need to see the application, okay? Because I know that he did. He did not. He didn't apply, and she implied that he was too busy.
She said that you would have replaced me because he was too busy, or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think she was just being petty and reading. I don't think
we all could be petty. You know, the official King Payne. You stand up.
But King Payne, you know why she asked you? You know why she asked you and Andre? Because y'all be the main ones in the comments go mode. Like, I was like, they go King, they go Andre. So of course she gonna be at y'all, because y'all the only ones arguing with this bitch during his turn. Y'all be at it.
Out of all the people on the show, I'm one of the people that's actually chasing. Okay, Jeremy's chasing. I'm chasing. Quan is chasing. Jayla's chasing. I mean, if you're not chasing a front row, if you're not chasing like the you know, the main stage, like if you're not chasing, if it's not about you, you know what I'm saying, you're not really chasing. I don't feel like Andre is chasing.
I think Andre's chasing. Not everybody wants to be the star. Some people want to be the stylist. Some people want to run production backstage.
I think that he wants to be. Andre's problem is, I think that he wants to be the star, but he just knows that he don't have it.
Okay, so
I mean, why does he model his own clothes?
I got a question for you. We have what, 10 people on the show?
Uh-huh.
If they can only keep 5, who you keeping?
5? Okay. Not including myself, or including myself?
Not including yourself.
So we're gonna go with Jayla.
Definitely.
Quan, Alicia, and you and Hershey. That's it. That was easy.
I agree. I think that's I agree.
I agree too.
And we're gonna have a fishing pole lifeline for friends.
Okay.
What I did say was, I do think no Sade, like, I think they need to do like they do like with Dallas and the other cities, and it doesn't need to be 10 main cast members. They need to be friends of the shows. They need to, you know, because you can't get 10 people's storylines in 10 episodes. Like, you know, it's no shade. Unless we're gonna pull a Dallas and have 20 episodes, you know, like, because Dallas shoots all year round. Like, they shoot all year round. So there's no footage missing. They have more than enough footage, you know. So I think this time around we need to start filming a month after the reunion and just be on go mode, so we have enough to do what we need to do, and then do that way they can look back at footage, make sure it makes sense, look at the episodes, pre-edit it, have it done, make sure that any question that could pop up in their mind is answered in that episode, you know. So we'll see. Do you think that Q needs another executive producer?
No, I don't think that title should be split. Maybe some assistants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That could step in when he's not there. Without, they shouldn't have no producer title.
Agree.
They shouldn't think that they're on the same level as Q.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the issue was, because they were sharing the title instead of her being like an associate producer or something like that. You know, she was sharing. And what really, I felt like, and this is no shade to Blake, I just felt like she couldn't handle the group. I just felt like she couldn't handle it. We're too wild. We're a wild group. And I feel like it's even scary at times for Q when we're fighting and throwing shit. Like, they can get hit too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and Blake is a small woman, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, she's not about to jump. When things go up, and she just let it go because, like, she, you know, she's not jumping in, she's not interjecting, you know what I'm saying? Because she can get hurt in the process.
Yeah.
So, y'all don't know y'all don't know the work that Q have to do to put in to just keep us all out of jail.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's just no period. And that's just no period.
Well, before we wrap this up, I do want to say, because I did my green screens a couple days ago, and I noticed that our videographer was a little upset with me and did not want to talk to me because of my comments on Blake being called transphobic over something that happened on my set. And I do want to say, Rachel, I love you. We have no issues, babe. You know, I was the only one in that scenario that could speak on what happened because it was only me, you, and Blake there. I do not think that Blake is transphobic. Do I think Blake handled everything correctly? No. Do I think that some stuff that comes out of her mouth can be a little reckless? Yes. I don't know what she texted you, but I was hearing that Blake came to set and just was reading you for no reason. I heard that Blake came to set and was just, you know, just doing all this, and that wasn't the case. So I just wanted to clear up what had happened. But just because I cleared it up does not mean I have an issue with you, Rachel. Rachel, you know I love you. We're all good. And, you know, I hope next time I see you, we can talk. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, things have been, this has been a crazy roller coaster ride. Yeah, it's just been crazy. Like, I came on the show, honestly, wanting to be friends with everybody, and then that first night I realized that was just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is not gonna happen, okay? I'm over it.
Can you believe we're done? What the fuck? Like, can you believe we got, like, I feel like we just started, and now the season's almost over with. It's crazy.
Yeah, it went by so fast. So fast. But you know what? I'm focusing on season 2. And even if there ain't going to be no season 2, I'm focusing on what's next for the official campaign.
Exactly.
So speaking of what's next for the official campaign, what's next for Jeremy Copeland?
Well, I go back to Maryland to finish filming this show called Slay. It's a new LGBTQ plus series on Amazon Prime. I'm not sure when that's being released. And then I have a show again with Andy Cohen that's coming out. I don't know if I can say what show it is yet because whatever. Tajik's new album is about to drop. It's amazing. We just shot a couple new videos, and you guys might see someone other than myself in one of the videos. Hint, hint. And yeah, just continue to work. You know, I want you guys to continue to like DM me and like, because I've been getting a lot of like just inspiring DMs and people that are just happy to hear our story. And that's what people don't realize. Like, we get a lot of flack in public about the fights and stuff, but I'm pretty sure all of us get DMs about people who are inspired by us, people who are happy that we're sharing our story and putting ourselves out there. So continue to watch, continue to share, continue to support each and every one of us, including Cheetah Girls, D Hawkins. Like, support everyone. Because regardless of what, it's not easy to put your life in front of a camera. This was something new for all of us. I've done scripted shows. I've never done reality. So this was new for me as well. And just give us the same compassion that you want us to give you. Because it's just, we're all human. So it is what it is.
Absolutely.
What you got coming up, King?
And I'll double down on that. Give us the same compassion that you'll want. What I got coming, what do I got coming? So I'm working on my EP. I'm working on my album coming out soon. I'm trying to get into stand-up. So I'm about to take some classes to do stand-up comedy. I'm trying to buy a house. So I'm house searching here in Los Angeles. What else do I got going on? I'm trying to push all of my businesses and all of my brands. Trying to push my hair business, increase my clientele. I'm working on a commercial for my products, so maybe a couple commercials, probably like 3. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to get it in before the show concludes so that you guys can, I can get my commercial played on the season. I'm just working on all kind of projects, but I'm really trying to stay still. I'm trying to stay still because LA is so expensive, and I need to really, really focus on increasing all of my bags because I make a little money from here, a little money from there. And before I start a new business venture like comedy and stuff, I need to make sure that these bags are like secure. You know what I'm saying? I've been sleeping a little bit on that Beagle bag. I need your help with that. Okay?
Me too. I wasn't on for 2 months, but I'm back on the 1st of June. I'm about to hop on that, So we're gonna help each other, because
Absolutely. So that's what I got going on, and just because staying consistent on YouTube, doing my radio, the celebrity gossip, and different things of that nature. I think I'm starting a new podcast. I'm not on it. I'm producing it. But I'm still working out the details for that. And I'm just trying to get into some more acting, just like different stuff. I'm just chasing. This is the kind of stuff that motivates me. This is why I wake up each day and get to it. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to live in LA, and this is my opportunity to make it stick. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back home. I'm her. So it is what it is. I just need to get out and start meeting new people.
Well, I'm proud of you. I'm glad we're friends. Like, I'm excited to see your journey, and we gonna have a good time. We're gonna fuck it up. We gonna be here for season 2.
Period.
We're gonna have a season 2. Period. Y'all may say what y'all want, but our views don't lie. And we got all the fights out the way. Next season, y'all gonna really see us in our bag, and that's just that. So.
And that's just on period. I know that's right. Oh, somebody said they edit videos. Let me screenshot that. Okay.
I can't even see comments no more. That's crazy.
What you do, girl?
I don't know. I can't see no comments.
Some of these hoes be reporting me. I don't know what I do. I want. I'm gonna ask Q if he can send me the clip from my audition. But when I auditioned, I told him I was like, this is just what I experienced in my life. I said, no matter where I go, there's always one bitch that don't like me. I said this in my audition, and sure enough, the first day we get there, we at the table, everybody's having fun.
Yep, got your ass.
Okay, and that's just on period. I'm just glad everything. At first, I was upset because I didn't think that people were going to realize, who the antagonist was and who started. But as the season progresses, just like you guys said, the people are going to see Andre for who he really is. So, I was kind of on, I guess you would call maybe a hate train for a second because I was like, I hate his raggedy ass. But because I felt like people were going to think, and they did for a minute. Episode 1, people thought that the Fisher King Pain is messy, the Fisher King Pain is this, the Fisher King Pain is that, and I feel like he contributed to that by coming with that energy the first day. So I was mad at first, but girl, I could care less about the girl today. And a lot
Are
of stuff,
you going to bring Andre on the show?
He must want to come on here because a lot of people have been saying that. I'm not going to reach out to him. But if he would like to come on the show, He can go ahead and inbox me, call my phone. He got my number. Like I said, if he has anything he want to say to me, he just said to me. I've been telling. Haven't I been saying that to him since day one?
Yeah.
See, he's the type of girl that likes to go around and talk in circles, talk to everybody about you, and not, you know what I'm saying, when he see you, be on some funny shit, like hiding his hand like he haven't been talking shit. Like at his Love Me, Hate Me event, when I got there, he's no shade, but girl, it's shade. And you had already been going around the town saying this and that about me when I told you to bring it to me. I had already knew when I got to the mixer that we were going to have to address some things because that's what we do.
Same.
It's the
Right.
reality. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know I was gonna have to do it as soon as I walked through the door. Like when you got to my event, I allowed everybody to come in, chill, drink, listen to music. You know what I'm saying? Come catch a vibe first. You know what I'm saying? Eat
Mhm.
some food. You know what I'm saying? Chill.
That food
Cause
was good. They keep talking about we don't eat on the show. They gonna see them tacos. I had about 9 of them hoes. Your chef was
okay. Yes, y'all ate at the official campaign event, okay?
mad.
Yes, and we
Coming
stayed the
soon.
whole time, okay? Stayed the whole time and had fun from the beginning to the end. Okay, there was some drama, but that happened outside. That's where the drama was supposed to happen, outside in the parking lot. I said, I'm gonna take that shit up outside, okay? Not over here. But y'all be on the lookout for that. So, is there anything else that we left out? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm good. I think we discussed everything.
Okay, well, we just decided about your reunion look. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Yes.
just so period.
I don't know.
But
I'm working with two stylists. Well, the stylists I work with here in LA, and then Trey Howard from Dallas. I wanted to keep it in the family, so I think I'm gonna fly him out here, and he's gonna work with me. He actually styled Q for his Atlanta reunion as well. So I feel like we all should like keep.
was it the brown suit? Moving on, keep going.
I think that we all should keep it in the family. I feel like if we have people in our circle that can help us achieve what we need to achieve, why not keep it in the family and help the whole? Because here's the thing, and then we can leave, end a lot. Like I feel like when one of us grows, it helps the brand. When I'm
Mm-hmm.
posting about stuff with stars and stuff like that, I still put Chasing Reality underneath. It helps the brand. When you got your podcast, when you have your dope watch parties at your event space and things, this is all for the brand. Like I need people to understand that when you are on a show, anything you do, even in your personal life, any success that you have furthers anything that's attached to you. So it furthers the brand. So, you know, yeah, I want to bring in some people from Dallas, and Laura's actually here in LA. She's in town, so.
Oh, she was just at my house last night.
Oh, was she? Oh, okay, word.
Yeah. We
So
should hang out tonight. What's going on
we
tonight?
should. Well, yeah. Well, I was on. Well, I got. Well, I think I'm free tonight. Last night I was on set with Tadrick for like 5 in the morning, so I couldn't do shit. But,
Well, I'm free
um,
tonight if you want to hang out.
yeah, I was just texting her before I got on here. But yeah, I just think we all should just get together and cut the shit. We need a little bit of shit because we got to keep the people entertained. But yeah, just period.
I think next season is gonna be so much better because we know what's going on now, and we know what the people want. I think it's gonna be more chasing than drama, and then
But
it's gonna be
the chasing fans, some of y'all, not everyone, they a little bipolar because one minute they want us to fight, and then when we don't fight, we boring, and then they was like, Jeremy, you got to turn up, and then once I turn up, then I'm bipolar. I'm too good to be fighting. So and I'm not watching this. You say you're not watching it, but I see you in the comments every episode. So you just never know. What we have to do is just be authentically us, and just we'll be fine. I think that the little production things here and there, that's all going to be fixed, and we're going to do amazing. So yeah.
Oh, before I forget, a lot of people want to know: is Jeremy Copeland single?
Yes.
Okay, single and ready to mingle. Are you looking for
Yes.
a relationship? Looking for a man? Or are you just enjoying being single right now?
I am definitely. I would love to start season 2 with a boyfriend. I would love a relationship right now. I would love, like,
Okay.
my career is going great. You know, I'm really not here for them random hookups. Like, I really just want a nigga, a boyfriend. It's that time. I'm a grown ass man. I'm 30 years old. Like, it's time for me to settle down and argue with the same person, fuck the same person, annoy the same person, travel with the same person. It's time for that moment. So we'll see.
I know that's right. I'm waiting for the same thing. Same thing. I'm looking to
There's
start
somebody on
cooking
my
too with a
radar.
lens.
There's someone that's been around, but nothing is confirmed. So I'm still single as of now.
Okay. Could you and D Hawkins possibly be working things out, rekindling some old plans, or that's just a
There
wrap?
will never be a flame rekindled. I can honestly say, as much as I read him for Bill, I can honestly say that at this present moment, me and D Hawkins are cool. Um, I think that and I've always said this, my only reservation with him is I never know what's genuine and what's not. I don't know what's for the show, or what's actually genuine. That's my only issue with him from now. You know, I've been reading him for Dust because that's just where the episodes have been. So I've been in that mindset of where the episode was. We have discussed, we have talked, we're fine. I'm always going to speak my truth about the situation, but as of right now, we're fine. Me and him spoke yesterday, after the episode aired. And he was like, wow, now that I hear what Quan told you, I see why you were so upset. Because I guess, anyway, that's one of the things. But
So it's still Quan's fault.
apparently it's still Quan's fault. I think Quan was coming to me because he knows we were building a friendship and he didn't want to be a part of something that was going to be shady. I think that was Quan's standpoint of it. But that's in the past. But me and him are cool. I do think that we could be cool. I just want him to think about his actions and just be more genuine and know that, you know, there's something about him that people like. Like, people do like D Hawkins. So, you know, you don't have to do too much. Just be you and you'll be fine. That's it.
Okay, on period. Periana to
To
the
the period.
period. Yeah, well, you guys make sure you guys follow Jeremy Copeland on Instagram. Make sure you guys follow Fisher King Paint as well. If you're not already, follow us. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Well, I got a YouTube channel. You got a YouTube, Jeremy?
It's coming back. I deleted it so I can
Coming
read.
soon?
Yes, I deleted it. Coming soon. Coming soon. Yes,
But
coming
that's
soon.
what's up. Yes, follow us, follow us, follow us, subscribe to us, and support us in any way you can. Um, this was lit, because you know we on this free motherfucking reality show. That's what D
Right.
Hawkins said. That's what D
We on
Hawkins
a
said.
free show, but I mean we get almost 100,000 people looking at us every week. So
Wow.
there's people that get that, you know. So hey.
Okay, I know that's right.
And
So
don't
I
think
mean,
that.
basically,
And here's the thing: your faves over at Love and Hip Hop, they only making 1,100, 1,500 per episode anyway. So it's not that big of a difference. Right? It's not that.
and that's just don't period. And it's so many opportunities have been are being opened. So many doors are
Yes.
being opened to us right now. You know, from people just seeing us on the show. So it's just lit. I look forward to all the opportunities that you know the show is going to bring. Um, yeah, and that's just up here. I'm so glad I did the show, and I look forward to season 2, and I look forward to working with you in the future. If there's nothing else, I'll go ahead and drop you down and go ahead and end the show.
Okay. See you
Okay?
guys.
See you. Bye. Okay, on period. It was so much fun having Jeremy Copeland in the home of the situation today. We kept it lit this week, and that's just on period. Periodically, period. Look, make sure that you guys are subscribed. Make sure you share this live, okay, because that's the best way to support your favorite content creator. And as always, this is a dust-free zone. There's no rusty, dusty, musty, crusty, raggedy, pussy, sissy, or crispy holes in this audience. Okay, and that's just on period. Don't come over here being dusty because my mods will get you together. Okay? Yes. Yes. Vote. Vote for the king. Okay? Put all your money, put all your eggs, bet on the official king campaign. Okay? Because you will not lose. Okay? And that's just on period. This is the winning team over here. Periada to the period. It's up, y'all. It's up. And that's just on period. Yes. Yeah, so let me get up out of here. Like I said, I'm never gonna get used to this Instagram thing. If I was on YouTube, I could just commercial, outro, intro, you know what I'm saying? And I just don't hear it. Y'all come check me out on YouTube. We're going live on YouTube right now. I'm uploading. We're uploading. So come chat with me in the comments. And that's just don't hear it. Until next time, out.